El Clásico is almost here. Real Madrid, Barcelona. So much to analyze, so much to talk about. Welcome to the recap. Real Madrid versus Barcelona, Barcelona versus Real Madrid. Real Madrid have bigger stars, but Barcelona have a better team. Going into this Clásico, what do you think matters more?
Man, let's get one thing clear. Barcelona does not have the better team. They don't
How
have the
do they
better
not have a better
team
team?
this week. And even if everybody's 100% healthy, I still believe Madrid has majority of the better players.
Let's say they have better players, but they don't have a team. You watch this Real Madrid play, and what are they playing? Supposedly, Xabi Alonso was going to come in, change the system, make it a better, more beautiful playing style. We're kind of seeing Ancelotti 2.0.
There's definitely been a lot of changes. We don't concede those early match goals anymore. People aren't putting up 2-3 goals on us every single game. Madrid games have been very low scoring. They're not electrifying football. They're not going to get you jumping out of your seat every 5 minutes, but they're getting the job done. They have won 10 out of their 11 matches this season, only losing to Atletico Madrid.
Let's say Mbappe was injured. What would Madrid do? Who would score their goals?
It's a big what if, but luckily Mbappe is healthy. He will be playing this Clásico, and he's been playing every single match.
So then we go back to what I was saying. Real Madrid might have the bigger stars, but Barcelona have a better team. What's going to matter the most? Barcelona's teamwork or Real Madrid's individual players?
The key factor in this is who wants it more. These Clásicos, it doesn't matter what form you're coming in. It doesn't matter who's healthy. The only thing that matters is who wants the game more, who's going to fight harder, who's going to press harder, who's going to try to score. Because, Atletico Madrid was on a losing streak up until they beat Real Madrid. They came in there hungry. Madrid would look very lazy, not much effort out of them, and it bit them in the butt.
If Xavi is embarrassed in this Clásico, Barcelona's back as league leader. What do you expect from Xavi and what do you expect from Real Madrid?
If Xavi Alonso comes out here and gets embarrassed, he lost to PSG, even though, he didn't have much time to get this team together. Then he loses to Atletico Madrid, and there was no excuse for that. He made poor decisions. The lineup wasn't perfect. He needs to look in the mirror and stop experimenting with this lineup. All season, you could not predict a Real Madrid lineup. Even this past Champions League game, I wouldn't have predicted Brahim starting. I thought he would have stuck to his guns, started with Franco, and it's always something different in the lineup. I think Xavi's really got to look in the mirror and say, I got my 11. This is who I'm sticking with, and we got to lock in.
Now that you bring Franco into this conversation, should he start or is he more of a bench player coming into the last minutes, depending on how the game is?
Would not start him in this match. And in my opinion, Franco is not a regular starting player for this Real Madrid team. He needs to be coming off the bench, gaining experience. He's adapting to a whole new system, a whole new country, playing against much better opponents. And you can see he's talented, but he's still a very raw prospect.
A lot of Argentinians are not going to like your opinion about Mastantuono, but I do agree with you. I think you got to give him time. Don't send him to swim or sink. Give him time. Let him put up the floaties on. Real Madrid wins. A Clásico loss for FC Barcelona. What does this mean for the league race?
The league is still in the very early phases. Anything could happen. Mbappe could suffer a season-ending injury. Lamine Yamal could go out for the season. You never know with this early, but I think it does put Madrid in a very good spot. They'd be up, I believe, 5 points off of Barcelona, and it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
This game is a must win for both teams, obviously, for pride. But for Barcelona, you don't want to be 5 points below Real Madrid and Real Madrid. If you lose, now you let your rival go back to the first place, and more questions start piling up. Hey, is Real Madrid not capable of beating big teams? Not historic teams, big teams. And, Xavi Alonso's track record, also adding Ancelotti, even though it's a little bit unfair. That's what it seems like.
If Hansi Flick is embarrassed by this Real Madrid squad, is he in the hot seat to get sacked?
No, he's on the hot seat to get sacked. First year, he did incredible. Second year, we're at 2 points from the league. Champions League hasn't been horrible. But if the form keeps going on the way it's been going, then we could start asking questions because These two teams, just like Barcelona and Real Madrid, they are very demanding in victories. You have to win or you get sacked.
The season didn't start off, how anybody would expect for Barcelona. You struggle to Rayo, you just struggle all season long. You're conceding at a much higher rate than last season. Are these players tired or they just checked out of Flick's system? What's going on?
Barca fans have blamed it due to injuries, which is fair. But I don't like to blame everything on injuries because, yes, we have key players that are injured. I'm not going to add Ter Stegen in there because at the beginning of the season, everybody was like, Ter Stegen, leave my club. So I'm not going to add Ter Stegen as an injured player. But there is a lot of key players that have been injured or are injured. Still, when you're a massive club like Barcelona, like Real Madrid, you need to be deep. Yes, we know Barcelona's financial struggles, but you still have to be deep. We believe in La Masia players. They should be showing up, even if they don't have the experience, even if they're only 17-year-olds. You have to have a complete squad. You have to have a squad to compete, even with you have injuries. Yes, we have massive injuries, but still, we have to be winning games. As a Madridista, what are Barcelona's weaknesses going into this Clásico?
That back line looks very weak. They are way too high up and they just they just concede way too many goals. And y'all's press has not been as good as it was last season.
Yes, the press is not there right now. The back line has been weak. It has conceded more goals. But a game like this, I believe Barcelona is going to have most of the possession. You focus on those 3-4 runs that Mbappe is going to do. Let's call it 5 the whole game. And if you can secure those runs, there shouldn't be a reason why Real Madrid scores on you.
This
As a Real Madrid fan, what are some weaknesses Real Madrid have that Barcelona could potentially exploit in this Clásico?
I think the weaknesses we have at the moment are what are we going to get out of Carreras? Is he going to be an elite left back this game or is he going to look like we need to send him back to Portugal? And Vinicius, are we going to get the Vinny that's been cooking as of late or is he going to revert back to arguing with the ref, arguing with the stadium? What is he going to be doing in this Clásico?
This is one of the reasons this Clásico is not kind of, very interesting because you have, I think you have 3 types of Clásicos. Clásicos where you're very interested because both teams are coming in hot, both teams are playing phenomenal. You have Clásicos where one team is super OP and the other one's very down. But this Clásico is a little different. You have both teams that come with a lot of unanswered questions, which could only mean one thing: chaos and great football, hopefully. And those unanswered questions make this Clásico a little bit more intriguing to see where they're actually both at, to see what each team can do to the other.
And I'm ready for this Clásico because we have been playing a lot of low blocks, and I'm not a betting man, but I would put a mortgage down that Barcelona is not going to play a low block.
Anybody want to take up that bet with Manny? I'm just playing. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't because he's right. Barcelona's nowhere going to play a load block. They are not. Madrid's going to be playing the load block here and trying to counter with the speed of Vinicius and the speed of Mbappe. Hopefully you enjoy this video. If you do, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Make sure to send this to anybody. I mean, anybody with some knowledge or zero football knowledge. See you here next video.